To prove humans and zombies could make babies, I kidnapped a fairly clean female zombie after 90% of humanity
By sheer
turned.
accident, I awakened a romance system in the apocalypse. Then a stunning female
That gave me an
zombie
idea.
appeared.
The system never said my target had to be human, and she was too beautiful to waste. The thought hit me, so I pulled out a rope, waited for my chance, and lassoed her perfectly. She shrieked, but I quickly gagged her. Smelling a living human so close sent her into a frenzy. She lunged toward me, so I grabbed her hand. At that instant, the system rang inside my head. Congratulations. Hand-holding mission complete. Target, Shen Qingwu, college student. Reward,
Currently
100
a zombie.
kilos of raw meat.
Affection,
First kiss,
0.
Zombie virus vaccine. Full conquest,
The rewards
gene
made
purification
my heart race.
serum. That first 100 kilos of meat alone could feed me for
And the later
years.
rewards
Were even crazier. The real problem was raising Shen Qingwu's affection. I removed her gag. She roared at me, snapping a mouthful of sharp teeth. I acted immediately. I pulled raw meat from system storage and stuffed it into her mouth. She instantly stopped roaring and devoured it. I sighed. With teeth like those, the first kiss reward could wait. Then the next door opened. A man and woman emerged. The woman said they had not eaten for 2 days and begged for some food. They were newlyweds, Shen Liang and Ling Wanqi, who lived on takeout and had no stored food. In my previous life, I believed their sweet talk and shared my supplies, thinking they would be grateful. Instead, while I scavenged, they robbed my apartment and locked me outside, ignoring every plea. I would never feed such traitors again. But Lin Wanqi might still be useful. The system appeared. Name, Ling Wanqi. Status, married. Affection, 0. Hand-holding
First
reward.
kiss reward,
100
a furnished
kilos
apartment.
of fresh produce.
Full conquest,
1,000 square meter luxury
fresh
villa.
fruit and vegetables
I smiled. Were priceless. In the apocalypse, balanced nutrition mattered. They saw my smile. I had agreed, Shen Liang demanded 10 pounds of pork and 3 large jugs of water. I nearly laughed. I never agreed. Even if my food spoiled, I would feed dogs before giving them any. After saying that, I took Shen Qingwu inside. Shen Liang glared at me, furious. He wanted to attack, but feared my zombie. Back inside, I tied Qingwu up and checked the system. Her affection had risen by 5. I remembered intelligent evolved zombies from my past life. Could Qingwu evolve too? Just a little meat earned 5 points. She was easier than normal women, so I fed her several more pieces. Her affection reached 10. I wanted to continue, but her belly was already round, so I stopped and gagged her again. Then I planned ahead. Extreme cold would arrive a month after the outbreak. I had 20 days. Food and water came first, then warm clothing and medicine. Those were manageable. The real issue was shelter. It had to be strong and stay warm through the deep freeze. Finding such a building was nearly impossible. Nothing in Binhai City fit. Then I remembered the apartment offered for Lin Wanxi's first kiss reward. I asked the system whether reward houses already existed or could appear from nothing. It replied that every reward house would be built instantly anywhere I chose. So I asked about custom designs. Could I use titanium alloy, add a secret exit, warehouse, and medical and communication
It said I must
equipment?
provide
The system
blueprints,
paused,
and
and medical and communication gear were excluded. I was thrilled. My titanium safe house was possible. Just then, someone knocked. Lumensin stood alone outside. The
growing
dark hallway
anxious.
terrified her. A zombie could appear at any moment. Just as she gave up, my
She looked
door
relieved
opened until she saw the cleaver in my hand. Nervous, she quickly said, "Don't misunderstand. I have no weapon." I looked her over carefully. She noticed my stare. Before the apocalypse, she would have slapped me already. Now she needed help, so she forced a smile and asked to borrow food. I looked unimpressed. She promised I would not lose out and hinted she would do something in return. Do what? Tell me, or I close the door. Lin Wanxi stayed frozen in place. I asked whether she feared a zombie appearing. Right then, a roar echoed nearby, turning her face pale. She rushed inside. As I closed the door, I caught Shen Liang spying from across the hall. He immediately
I
hid.
smirked.
What a coward. A master at hiding his head. Inside, Qingwu went wild at Lin Wanxi's scent.
Lin Wanxi jumped back, screaming.
Why are you keeping a zombie at home? Aren't you scared?
I said, why be scared? She is only a zombie. She compared me to Shen Liang. If her husband had half my courage, she would not need to beg here. She sighed and asked, what do I have to do for food? Minutes later, she returned, furious. I did what you asked. Where is the food? I opened the fridge, showing her the fresh meat. A thought crossed her mind. She considered knocking me out. But reason won. I had been watching her closely and was almost disappointed she earned a self-defense excuse. I tossed her a pound of pork. She stared. That is all? That is plenty. I plan to give you half. She had no idea how valuable meat was now. She remembered Shen Liang's huge bride price and her name on the deed. She took a breath. She picked up the pork and left coldly. The more miserable they were, the sweeter my revenge felt. I happily opened the system. The house and produce were waiting to be claimed. One apartment was small, but expandable. I only needed another woman with a similar status to expand it. My real problem was getting safe house blueprints. Binghai University might have surviving architecture students. I had to go out. Next morning, I began looting apartment 504. Inside, chewing came from a bedroom. I quietly pushed the door open. An old, white-haired zombie was eating a corpse on the bed. The sight was disgusting. I swung my cleaver but barely hurt him and only made him furious. He turned and charged. I kicked him across the room, rushed in, and struck until he stopped moving. Only then did I notice 2 chips in my cleaver. It could cut meat, not zombie bones. I needed a better weapon. By noon, I had cleared all 6 apartments on the 5th floor and killed 3 zombies. I found malt drinks, assorted medicine, and protein powder. A great haul, though my cleaver was ruined. Luckily, I found a baseball bat that felt perfect. Meanwhile, Lin Wanxi and Shen Liang watched through their peephole. My brutal zombie killing terrified them. They were grateful they had not attacked me earlier. Only after hearing my door close did they come out searching every room for food I might have missed. I had left nothing. Shen Liang cursed me for looting like a plague of locusts. Ling Wenxi found one moldy steak. For more food. She resisted, saying they had eaten yesterday and were not hungry yet. Not yet, but we will be. Must he feed everything to that zombie first? Shen Liang held her hand and pleaded, I want us both to survive until rescue comes. Seeing his begging Ling Wanxi finally agreed. The moment she entered my apartment, a delicious smell hit her. I brought out a rice cooker. It was full of stewed meat and potatoes. I opened a malt drink and ate comfortably while she swallowed hard. She stood awkwardly until I pretended to remember her. I got a plate and spooned some meat onto it. She happily reached for it, but I walked straight past her and removed Shen Qingwu's gag. Qingwu buried her face in the plate and devoured everything. Embarrassed, Ling Wanxi asked whether I had cleared the 5th floor. I'm leaving soon, so I'm collecting supplies first. Her eyes widened. Zombies are everywhere. You're leaving? Where can you go? I smiled. What, will you miss me? She snapped. I hope you die out there. Yet she worried. If I took the food, they would starve. I asked why she had come. I want to trade for food. I laughed. I expected her return, but not her nerve. 4 days passed, I stripped the whole building, while Qingwu's appetite grew from half a pound to over 5 pounds per meal. Her belly never swelled. If her affection were not rising, I would stop feeding her. I started warning her anyway. I've fed you for 6 days. Bite me and I'll leave you here to rot. Then I removed her gag. She no longer roared, only opened her mouth for food. I warned, bite me and you get nothing. Taking her silence as agreement, I reached out. She immediately tried to bite. No, I shouted. She tilted her head, startling her. I tried again, but she still snapped. We repeated this more than a dozen times. Finally, she stopped and studied my face, as if asking whether my hand was edible. Delighted, I shook my head. Qingwu seemed to understand and did not bite. I offered meat and nodded. This time, she immediately ate it. After several tests, she only ate when I nodded. I decided to see whether the ropes were still necessary. I untied her and placed a plate of meat on the table. She stood unsteadily and walked over. She looked at the meat, then at me, and pointed. Thrilled, I nodded. Only then did she
Her
start
table
eating.
manners were still awful, but at only 40 affection, she already no longer attacked me. At 100, I might gain an obedient zombie follower. This felt less like romance and more like pet training. Meanwhile, Shen Liang had been restless since learning I planned to leave. He wanted my food and revenge. But he could not beat someone who killed zombies alone. So he once again manipulated his wife. Borrow food again. When he sleeps, let me in, and we'll kill him together. She finally nodded. Shen Liang grinned. Great, we move after dark. As he left to prepare, he had not even asked for details, bitterly, clearly understanding what she would do. I planned to leave early and went to bed. I opened the door with a smile. Hungry again already? Lin Wanxi cursed me silently, but restrained herself. She even forced a seductive smile. Not just hungry. I let her in, then slapped her backside as she passed. The soft sensation made me laugh. She glared, holding her rear. You owe me an extra cookie. Her helpless anger made me laugh. I felt no pity. After my past life, this was payback. She lowered her head, fury burning in her eyes. After tonight, let's see whether you still laugh. She came out unsteadily, using the wall for support. At the door, Shen Liang slipped inside. Is he asleep? Perfect. Yes. Let's kill him now. Knife in hand, Shen Liang advanced, then froze at a figure outside the bedroom. You said he was asleep. Lin Wanxi realized. That is his zombie. How is she loose? What do we do? Should we retreat? Shen Liang was terrified, but knew this might be his only chance. King Wu looked slow and harmless, giving him false confidence. Still, he chose the safer plan. Honey, distract her. I'll attack from behind. Lin Wanxi trembled. He promised. In truth, he was ready to sacrifice his wife. But she was not devoted enough to die for him. Then I called from the bedroom. How long are you two going to discuss this? Their hearts nearly stopped. You weren't asleep? I replied, with all that noise, seeing my calm smile, Lin Wanxi panicked. Let the zombie hold him back. We run. Before their stunned eyes, I rubbed Qing Wu's head. She did not attack and quietly accepted my touch. They were horrified. She looked human and behaved unlike any zombie. Suddenly, Shen Liang shoved Lin Wanxi toward me. He ran for the door, but I caught him and knocked him down. He begged, but I ended him without listening. Lin Wanxi nearly collapsed. It was all Shen Liang's idea. I had nothing to do with it. Please forgive me. I'll serve you like my master. She thought I might spare her, but I coldly said, You're not sorry. You're only afraid to die. King Wu pointed at the two bodies. I shook my head. No. Next morning, Qing Wu and I left on a motorcycle. The engine attracted hordes, but the slow zombies could not catch us. At Binghai University, I needed to lose the horde and find shelter. Then someone shouted, Over here! I abandoned the bike and ran over. They cleared a window, and I vaulted through with one hand. Qing Wu could not climb with her stiff body. Some students tried to help, but I stopped them. I will do it. I grabbed her under the arms and lifted her inside. My dad sent you to rescue us, right? He was Gu Chengyu, the mayor's son and their leader. He had promised everyone his father would send rescue. I ignored his hand. Who the hell are you? His face darkened. He had tried to look impressive. To save face, he adopted a commanding tone. Then you're just another survivor. That means you follow our rules. One follower reached for my backpack. I slapped his hand away. Gu Chengyu declared for everyone's survival, hand over your supplies for equal distribution. I scoffed. Why should I care whether you live? Gu raised his voice so everyone could hear. If everyone were selfish like you, we'd starve. I cut him off. I don't care, and I'm not joining you. My supplies stay mine. Gu pointed outside. Then leave immediately. But the windows were covered in zombies I had attracted, clawing at the glass. I would not leave yet, especially before finishing my goal. There are empty classrooms. I will leave in a few days. The students sided with Gu and surrounded me. How dare you talk to young Master Gu like that? We saved you. You're an outsider using our school. I laughed. You want to discuss rules during the apocalypse? What if I simply refuse to leave? You sheltered students think you can fight someone who survived mountains of corpses? Then a graceful young woman entered. What's happening? They told Lu He I was refusing to leave. She frowned. There are plenty of empty rooms. Why send him out to die? Let him stay. Everyone disperse. They looked to Gu until he reluctantly nodded. As the crowd left, Lu He noticed Qingwu. Is she your sister? She's beautiful. She warmly asked Qingwu's name and about her red eyes, but got no answer. I quickly explained. Colored contacts. My sister is shy and doesn't talk much. She believed me. Real zombies stay wherever you like on floors 1 through 3, but never go above the 4th floor by noon. Students lined up outside a classroom marked storage. Most received only a few crackers while Gu secretly ate chicken inside. Then a rich aroma of meat drifted over. Everyone abandoned the line and followed the smell downstairs. In a 2nd floor classroom, I was cooking over a fire. Their eyes burned with envy. Guy walked in. Can we trade for your food? I ignored him. Their moldy scraps tasted awful and never filled anyone. I carried out a bowl of meat. Want some? Everyone nodded. I cleared my throat. Who here studies architecture? After a long silence, someone said the architecture students were in another building and probably already zombies. I'd come mainly for someone who could design my safe house. Then a quiet voice said, I study architecture. Everyone turned toward a nervous girl with braids and black-rimmed glasses. Her timid appearance made me suspicious. Seeing my doubt, she gathered courage. I'm Ruan Yuanyan, top of my year. Ask anyone if you don't believe me. I believe you. Can you draw blueprints? She looked surprised. I was not trusting her blindly. The system showed Ruan Yuanyuan, architecture student, affection 0, beginner reward, or a wastewater purification system. First kiss, surveillance system, full plus conquest, 100 rounds of automatic turrets. These rewards were incredible and could transform my safe house. Yuanyuan nodded eagerly. I can draw. I asked whether she could design unusual buildings, but for food, she looked confused. She agreed. You're hired. 1 bowl of meat and 1 bowl of vegetables per day. She expected only meat, so vegetables delighted her. Gu Chengyu glared at me and left with his followers. At the stairs, his follower Lu Ye checked around and whispered, Young Master Gu, that guy is arrogant. Gu shook his head. Let's kill him. You saw him fight zombies. We can't beat him. He wanted revenge, but Lu Ye watched him leave and sneered. Of course you don't care. You eat well while I'm starving. I need a way to take his supplies. Meanwhile, Yuanyuan finished eating and licked her lips. I offered more. I've already eaten today's payment. If I borrow from tomorrow, I'll starve tomorrow. I paused. Then let's work. She opened her laptop. Tell me what you need. I described my safe house. 100 square meters, extremely strong, with storage, escape routes, a rest area, and a shower. She said that was too small because we also needed farming and livestock areas. I was impressed. Exactly. Leave room to expand. She began immediately. I asked how long. I frowned. Several days. Plus in just over a week, a cold wave would hit. Without shelter, we would freeze in this drafty building. I need the blueprints within 7 days. Can you do it? She hesitated, then nodded firmly. I can. I took Qingwu to the roof to scout locations. Behind the school, I spotted hidden open ground against a mountain. Concealed it, and few zombies wandered there. I grabbed my bat and went to clear it. 4 zombies were nearby. I quietly killed one, but alerted the other 3. An athletic-looking zombie charged. He looked like a former athlete and moved far faster than the others, reaching me in seconds. I dodged and smashed him with the bat. He stayed up, so I immediately struck again. The 3rd zombie arrived. I knocked it down and finished it. Then the last one lunged. Before I could stand, it pinned me down and bit my baseball bat, chewing wildly. I failed to throw it off. Just as I gathered strength, a slender hand grabbed its neck and hurled it away. It was Qingwu. The zombie charged again, but she instantly caught its neck and twisted. With a crack, it dropped dead. I was stunned. Qingwu looked delicate, yet was incredibly strong. Her skin had changed from gray to pink. So I suspected evolution. Now
Her
I
affection
had
had
reached 50. She was easier than any woman. No designer bags, just food. And she could protect me. Qingwu showed no emotion, as if she had done nothing. After resting,
She only
I kept
intervened
clearing.
when my life was in danger. Otherwise, she watched. I still needed higher affection to command her.
At dusk, I returned and entered the men's restroom to wash off the blood. Qingwu followed me inside. Bathing before a woman felt strange, but she was a zombie. After washing, I changed
Then
clothes.
I noticed Qingwu was also covered in blood. I decided to wash her too. She stared directly at me. I knew zombies had no sense of gender, yet I still blushed and removed her clothes. Her flawless pale skin made my blood race. I repeated, "She's a zombie," until I calmed down. I washed her quickly. A minute later, I looked into her eyes. There, that should feel better. She kept staring. Unlike before, emotion seemed to flicker in her eyes. Maybe I was imagining it. Curious, I leaned closer. Suddenly, Qingwu moved toward me. I was too surprised to dodge. But she did not bite. Instead, I felt soft, slightly sweet lips. I froze until the system chimed.
Congratulations! First Kiss reward acquired. Zombie virus vaccine. Using it grants immunity to infection.
Her affection had jumped to 60 from one simple bath, reaching the likes you stage. I closed the system.
Do you have emotions now? Qingwu tilted her head, unable to understand. So I asked something simpler.
She nodded, but more complex questions still left her blank.
She could not act independently yet, but higher affection might restore human emotions and let her follow
Back in
complex
class,
orders.
Yong-Yun told me the mini fire station stood beside the administration building. Reaching it meant avoiding the zombies on the sports field. I memorized the route, then sent Yue in to rest. Alone with Qingwu, I injected the entire zombie virus vaccine into my arm. Zombies were now even less threatening. 2 figures crept down from the 3rd floor. One worried, "Are you sure this is safe?" The other scoffed, "There are only 2 and one is a girl. Taiju, are you scared?" It was Liu Ye. Both classroom doors were locked, but he was an expert at sneaking through windows. He pried one open and jumped inside. Taiju was clumsier and got stuck halfway across the sill. Then he saw a small figure rise stiffly in the dark. Terrified, he stammered, "Liu Ye?" Someone's here, but too late. A slender arm had already punched straight through his chest. Taiju tried to flee, but another hand pierced his chest. Blood covered Qingwu's hands, awakening a powerful hunger, but resisted. Next morning, she excitedly showed me her stained hands. I frowned. What happened? Qingwu looked toward the window. I followed her gaze and saw 2 holes through their chests, and a pair of nunchucks lay nearby. I immediately understood. Qingwu grabbed my hand and shook it. I understood again. Took her to wash, then threw the bodies outside. Arrived with her laptop and started working. Soon, Gu Changyu's disgusting face appeared at the door. What did you do to him? I looked calm. Who's Liu Ye? Don't play dumb, the guy with green hair. So one of last night's thieves had been Liu Ye. I still pretended ignorance. I don't know what you're talking about, Gu snapped. He vanished right
else
after
could have done
you
it?
arrived, I barked. Stop yelling! If someone's missing, go find him! Our argument drew a crowd, including Liu He. She asked what happened, and Gu's tone softened. Liu Ye and Taiju disappeared. Liu He suggested scavenging, but Gu said they never left without orders. I cut in. You're that sure they obey you? Maybe they were already sick of you. Maybe they ran away while you slept, Gu raged, but he knew he could not beat me. Liu He tried to calm us. Maybe they had a reason to leave and will return. Let's wait. Gu finally said, if they're not back by dark, you'll answer to me. Then he stormed off. Passing the storage room, the bespectacled guard reported that food was nearly gone. Gu ordered more scavenging teams. As the guard left, Gu stopped him. Wait, I'll give you a new list. The list contained everyone who resisted his authority. Sending them outside removed troublemakers. If they died, the camp saved food too. Gu smiled. Soon,
Only obedient followers would remain. Then he could deal with the man who humiliated him. A seductive voice suddenly called from nearby. "Young Master Gu, there you are! I've been looking everywhere." A glamorous woman named Jiang Weiwei approached. "Why are you here? Where's Lu He?" Jiang said a student had a fever and Lu He was caring for them. Gu grinned lecherously. With Lu He occupied, he could finally satisfy himself.
Why
His
were you
eyes
looking for
changed
me?
as he watched Jiang.
Jiang bit her lip. Can't I visit without a reason? He said he missed her too.
She acted shy. "You're embarrassing me." Her performance immediately inflamed his desire. He reached for her waist, but she dodged. "What if someone sees us? I'd be embarrassed." Gu laughed. "I'm checking the storeroom. Come with me." Jiang eagerly agreed. Inside, Gu locked the door and tried to kiss her, but she dodged him again. Frustrated, he asked what was wrong. Jiang glanced at the supplies. "Young Master Gu, food is running low. There's enough until my father's people arrive." He started undressing. "Stop talking. We might get caught." Jiang laughed. "Can your father really spare anyone to rescue you?" Gu froze. "What do you mean?" She smiled. "Just guessing. Don't be nervous." "Oh, look, he asked for my help." "Bye, young Master Gu." She left him standing there like a clown. Elsewhere, while clearing zombies, I heard a woman screaming for help. I looked toward a building and saw her shouting from a window. I could not help thinking she was suicidal. Yelling during the apocalypse was extremely dangerous. I knew she wanted my attention, but I had no intention of rescuing her. Her screams helped me. The zombies on the open ground slowly moved toward her voice. I told
"Let's go.
We can finish early today." The woman panicked. Were we really leaving? As more zombies gathered, she stopped shouting and cried quietly. Back in class, I asked Yuanyuan about her. "That was Teacher Wen, our school doctor." I paused. "You want me to save her?" Yuanyuan paused. "I just think she might be useful to you. And that building is the administration building." After that, I took Qingwu to bathe. 2 more days passed, and the student survivor count kept falling. Over 50 had survived when I arrived. Now barely 30 remained. Fear spread. I told Yuanyuan to watch Qingwu. Taking her would be inconvenient. I had delayed rescuing Wenning for a reason. I wanted her completely desperate, so she would be deeply grateful. Half an hour later, I reached the building. Over a dozen zombies blocked the way. Sneaking was impossible, so I sprinted straight toward the mini fire station. The zombies rushed after me. I reached it first and grabbed 2 radios, a fire axe, and an emergency tool. While looting, I failed to notice zombies within 3 meters. I barely escaped into a 3rd-floor restroom. Barely conscious, Wenning heard a door crash open and a man say, "Dead?" Too late then. She opened her eyes and shouted, "I'm alive! Please save me!" I tossed her a baseball bat. "Hold that if you want to live." She stood against the wall. "I can." We stepped outside. A zombie approached. One swing of my fire axe split its head. I admired the weapon. Wenning stared in shock. Killing zombies looked effortless for me. By the time I reached the stairs, she finally hurried after me. Many zombies had followed me inside. Outdoors, they could surround me, but on stairs, only one could reach me at once. With the high ground, I easily struck heads and necks. Within minutes, bodies covered the staircase. Wenning was even more amazed. Then something suddenly grabbed her ankle. A female zombie with half her face missing lay at her feet. Wenning froze, trembling in near tears. I watched calmly. Why carry that bat for New Year's decoration? Embarrassed, she raised it and swung with closed eyes. I had deliberately spared that zombie. Harsh experience was the fastest way to force Wenning to grow. I nodded. "Good job." My praise filled her with unexpected joy. "You're back." Soon, Yuanyuan shouted excitedly from a window, expressionless. But her eyes followed us from far away. Many students gathered, including Jiang Weiwei, who watched with shining eyes. At the window, Yuanyuan offered me a hand first. I ignored her and climbed inside. Wenning accepted her help. "Thank you." Jiang's smile stiffened. "You're welcome, Teacher Wen." Other students immediately surrounded the doctor. Wenning was clearly popular. Ignoring the noise, I took Qingwu upstairs. Wait for me. She left
Wen-ning
the
called.
students and ran after me. They exchanged confused looks. Upstairs, 4 women stood at my classroom door. Yuan adjusted her glasses and studied the other 3.
Only she had a clear reason to be there. I was briefly surprised, then opened the pot.
A rich aroma filled the room. All 4 swallowed. I served myself, Qingwu, then Yuan.
Yuan ate while giving the others smug little looks. Wen-ning has survived on willpower for days.
The smell affected
her most. Nearly drooling, she still forced herself to say,
"The system
Thank
appeared.
you for saving me."
Target, Wen-ning, school doctor. Affection, 50.
First
Hand-holding
kiss,
reward.
zombie virus
medical
vaccine,
kit and medical
full
manual.
conquest, a medical room with complete equipment.
Leaving her desperate
smiled.
had worked. Affection jumped straight to 50. I asked, "Want food?"
Very much.
"Work for me. You'll get the same treatment as Yuan. 1 bowl of meat and vegetables each day." Yuan suddenly enjoyed her meal less. Wen-ning immediately agreed, so I served her. She devoured it. She had truly been starving. Then I checked the other 2. Lu He, art student and pianist, affection 0. Hand-holding reward, piano skill, first kiss, complete sheet music collection, full conquest,
Jiang Weiwei,
elite
materialistic
musical talent,
student,
affection 10, hand-holding reward,
full conquest,
1 vehicle, 1,000 square
first
meter
kiss,
house, a
the
100
system
square
said
meter
I could
house.
choose any vehicle, from
Even
sports
a tank.
cars to heavy
The smaller
trucks.
house could also double my shelter. Jiang was definitely useful. Lu He's rewards were far less practical. Jiang noticed my changing expression and flirtatiously
May I
asked,
work for you too?
Yuan got goosebumps. Certain such cheap flirting would fail. She thought I only kept useful people, but I nodded, sure, same pay as the other 2. Yuan's eyes widened. What could Jiang possibly do to deserve the same treatment? Jiang took the bowl, brushing my hand. I noticed her hesitation. "You can choose to stay here. Of course I'm going with you." Jiang was smart. Staying here looked hopeless, so following me
Our
was worth the
preparations drew a
gamble. Crowd. Students whispered, "Where are they going? Are they crazy enough to leave?" Good riddance. I never liked them. Lu He stood among them, frowning despite yesterday's
She could not
rejection.
watch us
walk to our deaths. She blocked my path. "Where are you going?" "Leaving this place. You never wanted us here anyway, right?" Lu He fell silent. Then a voice behind her said, "Exactly, we don't welcome you. The others can leave, but Teacher Wen is our doctor. Stay with us. We truly need you." Gu Changyu knew how valuable a doctor was and tried using the students to guilt Wen-ning. Before I was furious, Wen-ning stepped forward. "There isn't even medicine here. Staying won't help anyone, but you're a teacher. People feel safer with you." Gu kept pleading, but Wen-ning had decided to follow me. Unable to persuade her, Gu stopped caring. To him, Yuan and Jiang Weiwei were
Enough.
useless burdens.
Let us go.
I left with the women. Jiang had not been outside since the outbreak. She nervously scanned around, ready to run. She relaxed slightly when she saw no living zombies. Only corpses scattered everywhere. At the empty ground behind the school, I stopped. Jiang panicked. "Why stop? There are no zombies. Let's keep moving," I said. "We're here. How can anyone live in this wasteland?" She wondered whether I was crazy and regretted following. I ignored her and focused on the system. Claim property reward. Bill according to detected blueprints. The empty ground erupted into a steel fortress. Everyone stared speechlessly. Yuan recognized her own design. She looked at me in shock. I stopped her questions. "Just know that I can keep you alive." Jiang's fear vanished. I approached the titanium door and registered my fingerprint on the electronic lock. I also registered Qingwu. Wen-ning and Yuan could wait until 60 affection. Jiang needed at least 80. She was too calculating to trust easily. The titanium door opened, revealing a compact shelter with a 3 living room, bedrooms, a bathroom, and storage. It came furnished with a diesel generator and 1 barrel of fuel. The women explored every corner, constantly exclaiming in surprise. There's a bathtub and hot water. The storage room is huge and even refrigerated. There are real beds. Even the living room has a sofa. Their amazement made me incredibly satisfied. This was only the beginning. Higher affection would make my shelter larger and more advanced. Jiang suggested room assignments. Boss gets one room, Yuyo shares with me. Teacher Wen shares with Qingwu. Immediately protested. I'm not sharing with you. I want Teacher Wen. Jiang revised silently grabbed my sleeve. Boss shares with his sister. Yeonern shares with Teacher Wen. Why do you get a room alone? Yeonern still objected. Jiang replied, You refused to share with me, remember?
So where else can I sleep? Yeonern said.
The living room. Jiang snapped.
Why are you always against me?
Before they could fight, I raised my voice. Enough. Use Jiang's arrangement. Both immediately went quiet. Angrily pulled Wenning into their room. Jane closed her own door, doing who knew what to explore, but Qingwu would not release me. Pointing at the last room, she softly said, Sleep. I wanted to refuse, but her huge eyes defeated me. After days of tension, I really did need rest. I lay down, and Qingwu curled into my arms like a kitten. I hugged her and quickly fell asleep. Zombies did not get sleepy, so she simply listened to my heartbeat. Meanwhile, students noticed the strange new building. Gu Chengyu could not remember it, yet somehow felt it had always been there. The system altered their subconscious, making the shelter's existence seem normal. Gu questioned the reporting student.
You saw the outsider take people inside?
Yes. That place looks strong. Should we take it?
Are you stupid?
Our building is already safe. Why trade this huge place for a few tiny rooms? I woke around 5 and felt a small hand fumbling around me. Startled, I grabbed it.
What are you doing?
Qingwu blinked innocently. I pinched her cheeks. Don't play dumb, hungry. You understand me. I finally understood. She had tried to find food without waking me, but had no idea how. Fine, I'll feed you. In the living room, I found the other 3 women already awake. Yuanyang called, Boss, look at the cameras. Tiny white flakes drifted outside and quickly melted. Is that willow fluff? She asked. Wenning, from northern China, recognized it immediately. The 2 locals refused to believe it. It's snow. This has been high. I've never seen snow here in my life. Only I understood. Another apocalyptic disaster had arrived. In my previous life, temperatures lasted 3 full days. Even urine froze instantly. I had to act during those 3 days before the storm worsened. Yuan, what does your university shopping area sell? Seeing my serious face, she explained that it was more like a small mall than a supermarket. It sold nearly everything students needed without leaving campus. We had to go, but not yet. After lunch next day, I ordered Zhang Weiwei and Wenning to prepare. You're coming out with Qingwu and me. Zhang's face fell. She wanted to stay inside forever. Boss, can I stay? I answered calmly. Sure, but my shelter doesn't support freeloaders. She surrendered. Fine, I'll go. Where did you have to scare me? It's freezing outside. Yanwan anxiously asked. What about me? Your job is the blueprint. Relax, I won't throw you out. She finally sighed in relief, having feared she was now useless. Outside, snow already covered our ankles and fell heavily. Worse, the apparent temperature was below freezing. Even in several layers, Jiang and Wenning shivered. Boss, it's too cold. You'll be fine. Can we go back? Inside the vehicle? Jiang followed my finger and saw a massive heavy truck beside the shelter. Her mouth fell open. Where did that come from? I smirked. From the rewards you contributed. I had considered an SUV or armored vehicle, but a heavy truck was the most practical choice for now. Maybe it could become Optimus Prime.